Hi everyone, I'm Rappler Entertainment Editor Marguerite De Leon, and you're here for the Rappler recap of the Miss World 2021 pageant that just concluded, I think like 30 minutes ago. 30 minutes ago. We saw it on upstream.ph, and it could also be watched. I think it's still ongoing sa CNN ngayon because they're a bit delayed because of all the advertisements. So here with me today are my teammates, Isa Abad and Steph Arnaldo. Hi. And our very special guest, our multimedia reporter and honorary entertainment reporter, Jairo Boledo, our pageant expert. Yun. Mag-hi naman kayo.
Hi.
Hi guys. Hello.
I think everyone's like a bit stunned right now because nakaka-stun naman talaga yung nangyari kaninang umaga. That was a very strange, like categorically strange pageant that happened this morning. Before we get started, let's recap muna kung sino yung nanalo. So, ang nanalo si Miss Poland, Miss Carolina Bielawska. And ang first runner-up niya is Miss USA, si Sri Saini. And si Miss Cote d'Ivoire, Olivia Yates, yung second runner-up. All right. So, let's talk about how this whole pageant started to begin. It was supposed to be in December, right? Tapos na-delay siya kasi nagka-spread ng COVID ata from what I understand, from what I remember. COVID spread among the contestants and among the staff over there in San Juan, Puerto Rico. So, oh, there's a baby. I hear a baby somewhere. Ayun. And they had to postpone everything and move everything 3 months later to March. So ngayon, yan, that was today. And I guess that's why medyo weird din yung timing ng kung bakit Thursday tayo nagpa-pageant kasi usually it's a Monday, 'di ba? Usually it's like it's a friendlier day, but now it's like a very random day. So I think that's also why things seem a little parang off kilter this year. Okay, so Jairo, your first thoughts on the move to March. How do you feel it affected the performance of the candidates?
I think it affected the performance of the candidates kasi yung momentum kasi nawala. Kasi yung
Mm.
pre-pageant activities kasi, yung pagdating nila sa venue, yung pre-pageant activities, sa Miss World kasi may fast track yan. Yung sports, yung top model, yung beauty with a purpose, yung multimedia, lahat yan ay ginagawa within span of weeks ng Miss World. It's one of the longest pageants in the whole world. So talagang yung momentum nawala after niya ma-delay. Kasi nung December, the momentum was with Miss Philippines, Venezuela, and Cote d'Ivoire. So it really affected not only the performance of the contestants but also the chances of winning of these women, especially yung mga front runners natin. Especially Tracy kasi I think her video during the tawag dito, head-to-head challenge went
Yes.
viral and that really helped her to catapult her status into frontrunner status. So, sayang lang
Mm.
talaga.
Yeah, she even admitted in a previous interview, 'di ba, na parang na lose nga ng konting momentum and she was really frustrated that she had to go back to the Philippines. But fortunately, she got into the top 12, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. First, let's talk about yung mga head-to-head challenges. Like there was one head-to-head challenge that people couldn't forget because it was the talent show, the talent challenge, and ang nanalo was Miss Mongolia. So Isa, could you tell me more about what Miss Mongolia did for siya kasing nanalo ng challenge. So parang what could she have possibly done to make her win?
She balanced using her mouth. Like, kasi hindi, parang super nakakagulat siya kasi as far as I know, compared dun sa mga fast track events ng December, hindi ako familiar with all that what happened sa mga, lalo na dun sa sports challenges ng mga contestants. So parang, nung in-announce lang na siya yung nalo, tapos nag-perform siya kanina during the whole coronation night, I feel like isa talaga yun sa mga highlights mismo. If not, the major highlight ng pageant mismo. Kasi although, di ba, medyo shaky yung performance niya, it
Yeah.
doesn't parang, hindi pa rin nawala yung um,
Wow
surprise factor for
factor.
everyone. Wow factor for everyone.
Yeah, we saw there earlier that yun talagang trabaho niya. She really is a contortionist for a living, which I think is probably like arguably one of the most unique jobs Miss World candidate has ever had. Like, how did you feel about it, Steph, when you saw her?
Yeah, I thought she was just gonna bend and, like stretch, parang gymnast, ganon. Tapos bigla na lang, she brings out those, like,
Yeah,
thing,
those
like a
stand
process
things.
or
Oh,
something. And then all of a
it's
sudden,
amazing.
she stands, not headstand, handstands on it. And then
Handstand,
all
I
of a
guess.
sudden,
Yeah,
she puts the thing in her mouth. And I
her
was like,
mouth.
where is this going? Yeah.
Yeah,
But it was a ride
yeah.
that
It
I
makes me
couldn't keep my eyes off.
parang it makes me think na parang they should bring back yung talent show dun sa mismong coronation night. Like
Yeah,
they
I wanted to see
diba, parang,
everybody.
yeah, parang that'll up the entertainment factor so much, I think. Wala lang. Parang we're also used now to how pageants go that maybe adding the talent portion would just like spice things up a little bit more. And also, yeah, to parang if they want to be what do you call this? If they want to forward like more feminist causes or whatever, just letting them show their talent, like literal talent, as opposed to just like walking around in swimsuits or evening gowns, diba? Parang I think that would have been a good change of pace. Sige, so let's go to the top 12 or the top 13 kasi nagkatay. So yung top 12 natin, how did you feel about it, Jairo?
Yung top 12 talaga, it's really a weird selection. Actually, Miss World is the most unpredictable pageant that ever exists in in the whole world.
In the
Yung
world.
top in the world, literal. Kasi yung Miss Universe, you have like swimsuit, evening gown,
Yeah.
and then Q&A. Tapos meron silang closed door interview that will determine, may pre-pageant that will determine yung top 16. Yung Miss World kasi usually yung top 12, yung semifinals na tinatawag. Usually sila yung mga winners naman ng mga fast track events. Pero it's really weird kasi alimbawa si Indonesia, she never won any fast track event. Si Poland was just a finalist in the top model competition. And then you have USA. Of course, USA na naman siya ng BWAP. So, medyo weird lang talaga yung selection ng top 12. Alam mo, talaga pag pageant fan ka, tapos nanonood ka ng Miss World, alam mo, dasal lang talaga yung tawag dito. Yung ginagawa namin, kung gusto namin makapasa si Miss Philippines, kasi sobrang unpredictable niya talaga from top 12, top 6, and then the crowning.
Oh, well, but we weren't surprised. So Tracy got into the top 12 because she won nga yung head-to-head challenge and yung Beauty with a Purpose challenge. So dun sa Beauty with a Purpose, her advocacy was single mothers, diba?
Yeah, para kay nanay.
Para kay nanay. Definitely a worthy advocacy. So it's interesting kasi yung kinall out yung top 12, when each one was called out, they were asked like a random question. So si Tracy, tinanong sa kanya parang what this pageant journey means to her so far, like parang something about inspiration. Tapos I honestly found her answer a bit lacking. Parang she said something about how like no matter how gloomy your past or like how much bad stuff you had to go through in your past, parang you can get through it and you can still achieve stuff. Something very
generic.
Vague and generic. And parang for me, it was also in the delivery. Like medyo hindi siya ganun ka solid yung pagkabigkas niya.
I have like because I think Miss USA answered after her, and Miss USA had like the same theme, but Miss USA like cited specific instances like her heart transplant surgery. Am I correct, right? And also her facial burns. So parang, and then the messaging was resilience. I feel like that answer kind of stuck to me more so than Tracy's because she actually gave concrete examples of what she went through in the past. I don't know, that's just my thought. Yeah.
Alam mo, that's the very same comment on Catriona Gray's answer in 2016 Miss World. No, parang masyado daw vague, yung parang charity, lighting up the torch. Kasi parang may notion kasi in pageant history ni Miss World, more on feelings, personal, kailangan sweet girl, kailangan parang mukha kang, kailangan foundation type kasi siya. Unlike ng Miss Universe na parang Victoria's Secret model, parang top model. Yung Miss World kasi more on siya, parang inspirational pageant. Kaya nga, ang joke ng pageant fans, mukha daw siyang graduation. Kasi ganun yung ganun yung feels na binibigay niya. So I think medyo nag-stick si Tracy sa ganung parang mold na kailangan inspirational. Pero yun nga lang, I agree with all of you. Talagang siya, medyo pageant patty, if that's what they call it. Parang generic ganyan. Parang narinig mo na somewhere. And then
correct. Yeah, which is kind of a shame because as far as we know, diba, Tracy is a very eloquent woman. Parang when she answers her interview questions, like outside of the pageant, she's very eloquent naman. Marami naman siya nasabing malaman. Pero, ayun, I guess, syempre, parang if you're put in the spotlight, that's a very difficult thing to handle. Okay, so let's talk then about Cote d'Ivoire. She was a big favorite to win then. So when she got into the top 13 kasi top 12 tapos in-announce nila suddenly na it's actually a tie. So may top 13 pala and that was Miss Cote d'Ivoire, si Olivia Yates. So how do you ano yung feeling niyo about him? Let's start with Isa. With her, sorry. Let's start with Isa.
For me, before pa siya tawagin for the top 12, parang medyo na siya parang medyo yan, consider na siyang front runners mismo ng pageant. Kasi as mentioned by Jairo kanina, kahit din sa mga fast track events rin, nakakailan na rin naman siyang, ilang beses na rin siya na-recognize. Tapos, medyo dun tayo nagulat nung biglang sa top 12, hindi siya na-announce. Parang may pa sila pabitin factor pa sila. Tapos biglang, hello, surprise, meron tayong tie spot pala. So, medyo, if you look at konti lang namin kasi medyo yung tweets, pero most of them, aside from, dun sa mga Filipino audience, aside from Tracy, they're also rooting for Cote d'Ivoire. Tapos, parang nung pang 13 na tinawag siya, parang almost everyone was happy rin kasi nakapasok siya. And then, sunod-sunod na yun, hanggang sa isa siya sa top 3.
Yeah. Parang I got very Catriona Gray vibes from her in the sense na parang she's always smiling and parang sobrang ang lighthearted lang niya tingnan. Like parang you couldn't it was parang she had the face and the what do you call this, the way she carried herself was something yung parang you couldn't hate. Parang ganun. Ikaw, Steph, how did you feel about Miss Cote d'Ivoire?
I actually liked her the moment the intro, when she stepped out, like her energy. Yeah, she was just there to have a good time and to, showcase her country. I got that positive vibe from her. And I think her answer when they introduced the top 12 was also something that resonated. If I recall, it was about the hashtag. Was that it? That was her, right?
I remember.
And then parang it means to. Oh no! I hope it is. But then. I think her messaging was about accepting yourself. I hope.
Yes.
Yes. So I think that was a very important message to put out in this pageant, and her answer as well. Yeah, I was happy to see her in the top 3. I was actually kind of like maybe hoping that she would, she had a good chance to win. Actually, personally, yeah.
Ikaw, Jairo, any other thoughts on Miss Cote d'Ivoire?
Yeah. Oo, si Miss Cote d'Ivoire talaga yung front runner along with Philippines and tawag dito Venezuela. Kasi kung pagbabasihan yung fast track events which used to be the basis of top 6, top 12. Siya talaga yung may most kumbaga parang siya yung may most awards kasi she won 3 fast track events. That's not usual for a contestant to win 3 fast track events. She won the top model. Top model is one of the major fast track. Megan Young won the Top Model Award in 2013. Then she won the crown eventually. She also won the Multimedia Award or yung Web Something. It's also important kasi doon kumukuha ng parang revenue something, yung Miss World, kasi
Oh,
like yun.
okay.
Then she also won the head-to-head, and it's really important kasi sinecure niya yung spot niya na talagang hindi lang siya maganda, hindi lang siya magaling mag-model. May ano din talaga siya, may laman din yung tawag dito, yung utak niya. Alam mo, isa sa mga nag-catch ng attention ko, during the final head-to-head challenge, she worn yung hat na parang native to Cote d'Ivoire. Tapos kanina, during the finals night, she wore a headpiece, which is unusual for the 21st century pageant. Kasi parang medyo na yun parang 1990s, 1980s. Pero sa kanya, to see her wearing that headpiece, it was really refreshing. Kasi parang hindi siya takot na kung ano yung style niya, talagang dinala niya sa stage.
Yeah.
Tapos Cote d'Ivoire never won kasi any international crown or any major crown. They never participated in Miss Earth. They used to participate in Miss Universe until 19-something. And then they only joined in Miss World and Miss International. Tapos never sila nanalo. I think this is their highest, one of their highest placements na in the pageant history. Saka favorite talaga siya ng lahat kasi yung niya, yung top model performance niya, it was really top of the world, literal. Kasi sobrang graceful niya. Tapos traditional Cote d'Ivoire attire pa, African ensemble yung sinuot niya. And it really accentuated her walk. Tapos yung top 3, kasi finals din si Poland, di ba, sa si USA. Iba talaga siya, stand out talaga siya. Sabi ko nga kanina, kung hindi mananalo si Tracy, sana si Cote d'Ivoire na lang. Pero yun, second runner-up lang siya. And I think it's still a good place.
It's a triumph. Yeah, it's a triumph for Cote d'Ivoire, and it makes other people sound fancy by speaking in a French accent. So all over the world, everyone can say Cote d'Ivoire now. Yun. So before we get into the top 6, I just want to point out so we all know the Ukraine-Russia crisis that's happening right now with Russia trying to invade the Ukraine. And so they, of course, Miss World ended up doing a short segment on it. And they got the last Miss World, say Tony Ann Singh from Jamaica, to sing the prayer.
Yes, and never enough.
Yeah, and never enough yung parang last hurrah song niya, yung swan song niya. Yeah, and I don't know, I don't want to sound mean, pero I don't know, it was just I felt for her because it wasn't the best performance. I don't know if it was nerves or for me ang taas kasi ang taas ng pitch na binigay sa kanya. Wala lang. But yeah, I just wanted to point it out kasi parang it took up such a big chunk of the show. So wala lang. It was very, very uncomfortable for me. Any thoughts on that, or do we move on to the top 6 na? Sige, let's move on to the top 6.
I think sobrang...
Oh, go.
Ay, okay. Sige, top 6 na lang. Ay, hindi, ayun lang. Sobrang weird lang din kasi na ito. So, actually, in the recent times, especially in 2019, people were really surprised that Miss Jamaica won, and she's the winner of the Miss Talent. So, nagka-joke yung pageant fans sa sana, sige, next time si Morissette na lang isalin natin. Kasi she came out of the blue and then she won. Tapos, I think si Julia kasi, Julia Morley, the owner of Miss World Foundation, yung Miss World kasi, parang, how do I put this without being libelous? Parang gusto niya, yung mga naging winners niya, nagiging parang productive pa after the reign, just like what she did with Megan Young. Kasi she found Megan Young really a good host. So talagang si Megan Young goes from 2014 up until 2019. And then you have Tony Ann Singh, a singer, diba? From her surname na Singh, diba? Singer. Yun, so parang ni-utilize niya ng bonggang-bongga si ate girl. Saka favorite niya kasi si Tony Ann kasi Julia Morley has really good ties with the Jamaican franchise. Kasi kung mapapansin niyo, usually yung trend ay yung mga pumapasok lagi sa top 12, top 40, top 6, yung mga countries na may good relationship with Julia Morley. And Philippines is not one of them. Like Indonesia, Jamaica, Mexico, now Puerto Rico, na severe na yung ties nila kasi medyo nagkaroon ng issue si Miss World 2016 Puerto Rico, and then si Julia. But yeah, that's how it works. I mean, it's purely speculation, but the trend is there, and it's a fact.
Yeah.
Yun lang.
Okay. Wow, that's honestly really, really fascinating. That can be, that can be parang fodder for a good documentary, or a documentary series. Ayun. That's your next project, Gyro. Okay, get on it. Okay, so so next, let's go to the top six. So our top six, unfortunately, wala na si Tracy dito. So it's USA, Poland, Indonesia, Mexico, Northern Ireland, and Cote d'Ivoire. So while we were watching Gyro, nag-violent reacts ka sa akin sa Messenger. So ayun, I mean, now that we're getting into the nitty-gritty of it, like how do you feel about the top six?
Yeah, I find it really. I mean, not to invalidate the efforts, the hard works of these girls, but I do find it really weak top six or weak finalists. Kasi you have Indonesia who never won any fast track event
Mm-mm.
over Miss Philippines that won at least two head-to-head challenge and Beauty with a Purpose finalists, and then you have Mexico. Mexico also never won any event. She was really actually defeated by Miss Philippines in the head-to-head challenge, and then you see her there. Plus Miss Poland sprang out from somewhere, and then of course Cote d'Ivoire really deserving of the spot because she's really the front runner, and then you have Miss USA winning the Miss World BWAP, so it secured her spot in the top six. So yeah, talagang minessage ko yun si Mars. Sabi ko, really Indonesia over
Oh.
Philippines, Poland, Mexico. So yun nga, that really explains yung choices talaga sa finals kasi sobrang hirap talagang i-predict niya talaga kung sino yung gusto ni Julia Morley kasi hindi rin kasi siya clear tawag dito kung paano yung judging selection nila kasi after top 12 ano ba yung naging basis nila yung paglakad ba sa stage or yung Q&A, unlike in other pageants like Miss International, Earth and Universe, that sinasabi nila after this evening gown competition we're going to cut down the girls to ganyan diba?
It's
It
forced
was
talaga.
it was never really clear. Unlike kasi sa previous editions ng Miss World, dati kasi pinapakita na yung leaderboard. Talagang may score
Yeah.
system sila. As in, super transparent nila, di ba? Minsan nakikita mo para tayo na sa Family Feud kasi biglang lalabas yung name nila. Oh, Miss Philippines, you're in the 5th spot. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You move on to the next, blah, blah. And then, sa stop lang sila ipakita yung leaderboard kapag finalist na. So, nakikita mo din yung transparency on how the finalists were selected. But in this edition, it was not really clear how they selected the finalists. Plus, Indonesia has this 10-year streak in Miss World. Ito
Oh,
talaga yung
really? Okay.
strongest. Yeah, 10 years na sila. 10 years na sila. And parang war flashbacks siya eh. Kasi parang at least in 2016, parang Miss Indonesia never really answered the question and she placed second runner-up over our very own Catriona Gray. So, may mga beef talaga yung mga Asian, especially the Southeast Asian pageant fans over Indonesia kasi parang for them, parang they're not really that deserving as compared to other strong girls. Plus kasi, in Miss World kasi parang siyang Miss Intercontinental, yung meron siyang mga continental queens like Queen of Asia, Queen of
Right.
South America, North America, and whatsoever. So, dahil I think, if I'm not mistaken, dahil si Indonesia yung highest placer na Asian, siya rin yung maging Queen of Asia over India, who's very beautiful, and our very own Tracy Maureen Perez. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I remember India's when she was in the top 12, sobrang love ko yung answer niya during the question thing. I can't remember what she said exactly. Basta she was very eloquent and it's sad na wala siya sa top 6. Sige, speaking of weird Q&As, let's go into the actual. So, this is where parang medyo structured ng konti kahit papaano yung show until this point, until the Q&A point. Because what happened was, so the six women were on stage, and then the hosts were there, and then parang one of the judges gave a question, and it didn't seem like anyone on stage knew who the question was for, like who was going to answer it. So parang
You know,
si
I half
yeah, go.
expected like, question and then like the mic's there and then like kabulan na lang whoever gets the mic. Parang ganun yung
Oo.
treatment for birthday
Oo.
party.
Correct. Kasi
I don't
parang
know.
the host was like, parang if we rewind it, like the host was just like holding out literally the mic. Tapos parang yung mga girls parang nag-hover lang around it. Parang,
Yeah.
is it me? Tapos, syempre si Miss Cote d'Ivoire yung pinakamalapit dun sa mic. So parang she was like, oh, me? Okay, sige, ako na lang. Yun. So she answered yung question about the pandemic. So it was kind of it felt so weird kasi syempre parang hindi din siya prepared. Like, alam mo yun, parang, I don't know, they weren't given a chance talaga. So, yun, so parang because of that, parang naging organic, nag-follow suit na lang kung sino may yung nasa tabi ni Miss Cote d'Ivoire for the next question and so on and so forth. And it felt so rushed and I don't know, parang it didn't feel very formal. It was just parang nagchichika-chika lang sila lahat on stage. And I honestly don't remember any answer or question that was particularly striking. Kayo, like, do you remember anything that really stood out to you?
For me, wala. Hindi, parang super, hindi, parang super dumaan siya. Like, parang hindi siya yung ina-expect kong question and answer portion. Na parang, di ba, one of our social media handler din, parang when we were transcribing the whole exchange,
Yeah.
nagulat rin siya, was that it? Na parang,
Yeah.
inakala pa nga natin na if ever baka meron silang magta-top 3,
Oo.
or tapos may dun yung parang may yun yung round na same question sila, tapos
Mm-mm.
paiba-iba na lang ang answers. Tapos nagulat na lang tayo, biglang dun na
May winner
binase
na.
yung
Oo.
winner. Tsaka, kapag pinalakihan mo rin yung mga questions, parang hindi siya, I'm sorry, pero parang hindi siya deserve para maging basehan ng isang final
Yeah.
pageant. Like, I was looking at the transcripts, tapos yung isa yung, ano yung human right value do you value the most? Can
Almost,
we overcome inequality? What have you learned from the COVID-19 pandemic? Parang it's so parang masyado ng
they're very
basic or
generic questions.
oo,
Yeah.
so super generic na siya na parang you paano nila na paano
Na-gauge.
nila na ito
Oo.
dapat yung manalo. So parang yun, super questionable ng question and answer.
Yes,
Ng
the
pageant.
questionable question and answer. Correct. Kayo Steph and Gyro.
Well, me personally, the fact that I can't remember any answer top of
Anything,
mind,
yeah.
diba? Like, nothing really stood out to me.
Um,
I mean, I don't want to say like, I'm sure it's not easy to just like say to answer a random question on stage and out of the blue, but
yeah.
I don't know. I felt like the thoughts were a bit convoluted in most of the answers.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's all I
Parang
can say.
I remember like every time we watch a pageant, parang we tend to remember one or two, parang even ones that we vehemently don't agree with, 'di ba? Parang
Yeah,
sometimes a
my
candidate would say
impact at
something that's
least.
correct, or sometimes a candidate would say something na talagang parang, ha, why did you say that? Ganon. Pero this one was talagang sobrang snooze fest siya from start to finish. Ikaw, Gyro, what did you think?
Yeah, oo. Kasi dati naman kasi parang ano sila, parang one finalist and then one judge babasahin yung
Yeah.
question. Parang may partner-partner, mas organized siya. For
Oo,
example,
correct.
in 2016, I think it's Miss Spain, yung reigning queen, yung nagtanong kay Catriona, something like that. May mga ganun-ganun silang format. Yung older format pa nila, I think it's in 2011, 2012, 2013, up until Megan Young, something like that. Parang common yung question nila, parang why should you be the next Miss World? Mas mahirap yun, di ba? Kasi parang,
Right.
okay, same question, narinig ko yung sagot niya, narinig ko yung sagot ng kasunod ko, so paano ko sasagutin to? Alam mo, nakakamiss yung ganong bardagulan na
Format, yeah.
Q&A ng Miss World. Kasi parang, it gave us one of the most iconic Miss World answers, yung kay Gwendolyn Ruway 2011, something like, it's my dream job, and I said job because it has a lot of responsibilities and I want to help people. What is more beautiful than doing what you love and by helping others, something like that. Kasi ngayon parang parang okay, what is this? Ganyan, di ba? Parang okay, parang hep hooray. okay, this is the question, and kung saan tumapat yung mic, bahala kayo sumagot.
Oo. Parang
Yun lang, medyo
nagmamadali sila.
disorganized talaga siya. Saka
Yeah,
ano,
I think even... go ahead.
Go, Jairo.
yeah, sasabihin ko lang yung even si Miss USA, yung dignity, I don't think dignity is human rights kasi like human rights are diba
Same.
yung things that are enshrined in the Constitution. For
Yeah,
example, human rights like life, freedom of speech, freedom of expression,
Correct.
the basic human rights. Right to life, right to education, dignity. Dignity is something kasi na parang dignity is like an NGO. I mean, the enterprise word that is really vague.
It's so vague.
Like
It's the vaguest possible answer to that question. Yeah. Sorry, you were saying, Steph?
Oh, I was also saying, I think the questions themselves were also a bit malabo. Like the one question I was like, was what is the most important discovery yet to be
That haven't
discovered?
been discovered. I was like, what?
Discovered.
Discovered that's yet to be discovered.
And then, malay ko ba, hindi ko pa na-discover. Pero like, something like that. Parang, and then the host repeated it twice. Parang, I think he knew how confusing the question was. Miss Poland answered the question. I guess it was a winning answer, apparently. Yeah.
Maybe that's why she won. Kasi parang anyone who could actually give an answer to that deserves to win.
A for effort.
Yeah, it boggles the mind. Kasi parang yun nga, they were given 3 months that they could have, alam mo yun, they could have polished this, they could have planned this out. This reminds, parang may curse talaga ang Miss World. I'm sorry to the Miss World fans out there. Pero parang may curse talaga yung Miss World. Like, I remember yun, a few months, yung October, di ba, nag-Miss World Philippines. And it was 6 hours long because it was a hot mess. Yun, and the thing that palagi kasi siyang napopostpone. So you would think that they would use that time to really get some details down. But I don't know. I guess I don't know why that happens. I guess the momentum thing just really messes with people. Sige, so yun. So bidanggit na nga ni Isa. So after the Q&A, biglang top as in winners na. As in out of nowhere, nag-winners na. And we all expected that there would be like parang yun nga, last Q&A for the top 3, yung the usual na maglalagay ng headphones para hindi marinig yung question, ganon. But then suddenly they announced it. So Poland was first, USA was second, and Cote d'Ivoire was third. So why do you think, Jairo, this happened? Like, why did you think it was so haphazard and so rushed? Yeah.
Yeah, I think normal naman talaga yung hindi talaga parang traditionally top 5, top 6, or top 7 talaga si Miss World. And then magkakrown na sila. Unlike ng Miss Universe na top 3, okay. Final question, and then crowning. Kasi for example, si Megan niya, I think they're top 6 or top 5 during that time. Top 6 tama. Kasi People's Choice si Gibraltar. And then natira sa top 5 si Brazil and Spain. First runner-up niya si France. Second runner-up niya si some African country, so top 6. And then during 2011, I think it's top 7, top 8. So marami talaga silang placements. Tas in early 2000s, top 5 talaga yung kinukuha nila, top 6. So ganun talaga yung practice nila. Pero ang weird kasi dito, yung questions mismo, yung masyado talaga siyang minadali, hindi siya organized. So, yun yung mas mukha siyang weird kasi talagang parang ang dami kasing chunk na napunta sa entertainment. Ang dami parang yung mga pa-tribute, sayaw, kanta-kanta. Ang daming sayaw-sayaw, diba? So, parang 40 lang naman yung contestants. Pero like, sobrang haba. Parang kalahati yata nung presentation na napunta sa intermission number. And then, you have like a few minutes lang for the Q&A and then winners na agad. Alam niyo natin, may joke talaga yung mga pageant fans na even before mag-start yung pageant, may winner na si Julia Morley. Yun lang. Yung joke doon. Kasi parang nothing really mattered during the finals night. Kasi meron na siyang gusto manalo. Something like that.
Yeah.
Ano lang naman yun ng mga fans.
Yeah. It was the most anticlimactic pageant I've seen in a while. And parang over my years at Rappler, like I've seen quite a few pageants na, ayun, I'm personally not a pageant person, pero yun nga, because of work, I've had to watch so many, and this is categorically like the most anticlimactic one I've seen. Ayun, so I don't know. I guess I can only imagine how disappointed Filipinos must feel right now, and how confused a lot of people are. Like there was so much booing in the audience mismo, 'di ba? Um,
Yeah.
Yun. So I guess with that anticlimactic pageant, we have to end this Rappler recap climactically with siguro our last thoughts on it. Sige, let's start with Steph.
My last thoughts,
Anticlimactic na.
pretty much. Yeah, sorry. Parang, well, yeah, of course, proud of
Dignity.
our Tracy. Yeah, and she was a worthy contender. Like as Jaira mentioned, she was a strong choice from the pre-pageant. What do you call it? Challenges. Tama ba? It was an interesting event. I guess. I think I was looking forward to a standard format of like the evening gown, swimsuit, and everything.
Yeah.
But I guess it's just a different kind of setup, and I think we pretty much said what needs to be
What we
said.
had to
The
say.
past 30
Go
minutes, yeah.
go Miss Mongolia.
Go,
Ayun.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I need to
I'd watch a
stretch now.
1 hour show. Oh, sabi ko nga
Yeah.
sa team kanina na sana yung upstream gumawa ng 1 hour special na si Miss Mongolia lang. Yun, I'd pay for that. I'd
I
pay
would watch.
249 pesos for that. Ikaw, Isa.
Feeling ko dumaan lang siya. Yun lang. Wala na akong ibang masabi. Ano lang,
Oo.
parang overall yun, that just like what Steph said, parang ina-expect mo sana na may evening gown, may swimsuit competition. Although kasi obviously, okay, may fast track events ka before that. Pero you have to consider na ilang buwan rin naman kayong natenga and not everyone is following your fast track events. Like if you're
Yeah.
not familiar with everything that happened before before the actual coronation night, wala kang bukod sa representative ng country nyo. Kanino ka magpase? Who are you gonna root for base dun sa mga
Yeah.
performance nila kung hindi mo naman nakita and hindi siya nakikita mismo sa pageant night. So ayun, feeling ko bukod sa sanay na tayo sa mga evening gown or swimsuit segments. Doon kasi natin parang doon din tayo naghahanap ng yung parang standout candidates mismo sa pageant na hindi natin
Yeah.
nakita ngayon. Kasi nga, obviously, sabi ni Jairo, mas madami nga yung performance intermission number na parang
Yeah.
kahit hindi masyado nabigyan ng spotlight yung candidates considering na bumalik pa sila sa Puerto Rico for this one. Na parang 40 candidates na nga lang, trimmed down na siya dun sa original na 97. E di sana, mas nabigyan lang sana sila ng spotlight more. Feeling ko, sana, ewan ko, baka magbago or baka wala namang magbago talaga sa results. Ganun lang, sayang lang.
Yeah. Brain fart lang, naalala ko lang na parang, isn't it weird that there's a Miss USA and a Miss Puerto Rico? Wala lang, since Puerto Rico is USA. But
Yeah, a
sige,
territory.
go,
Yeah,
Chairo. Yeah.
Historically, sumasali talaga ng bukod yung Miss Puerto Rico sa Miss Universe, Miss International, Miss Earth, and Miss World. So magkahiwalay talaga yung ano nila. Si Miss Puerto Rico kasi, para siyang Miss Cuba, parang ganyan, something like that. Hindi siya sumasama sa Miss USA pageant. Unlike ng Hawaii, na sumasama siya sa mismong Miss USA pageant. In fact,
Right.
Puerto Rico is actually a powerhouse in pageant. They won like 5 Miss Universes. They have Miss International. They recently won Miss Earth in 2018 and then Miss World in 2016. They have like 2 Miss World winners. So I think, yeah, hindi talaga sila sumasali. I mean, hindi talaga sila kasama sa USA.
So they can really stand out and stuff.
Yeah.
I have no idea how your brain works, Jairo, honestly. Like, I don't know how all this information is still in your head. But yeah, speaking of that, sige, what are your last thoughts on this pageant?
Yeah, my last thoughts on the 70th Miss World is historically kasi talagang Filipinos don't like Miss World that much because we have to go back to 1973 when Evangeline Pascual placed runner-up to Marjorie Wallace of USA. And then after some month, they were tied in the actual pageant, and
Oh,
an
okay.
American judge had to break the tie, and they chose
Oh,
Marjorie Wallace. But
I
shortly,
see.
she was dethroned. So they have to they choose Miss Philippines to be Miss World. Pero si Miss Philippines hindi niya tinanggap 'yon. Kasi sabi niya parang hindi naman daw ibibigay sa kanya yung prizes, only the title. So ayaw niya. So after noon, parang nagkaroon na tayo ng Miss World curse. We never won. We never placed. The closest that we had during the 90s was Rufa Gutierrez, 1993 Miss World in Sun City. I think it's in South Africa. She placed second runner-up, although everyone in the whole world believes na dapat siya yung nanalo over, I think, Jamaica din yata. Basta black winner yon. And then, 2011, during the time ni Cory Quirino, nagkaroon tayo ng chance na ma-highlight ulit yung Miss World Philippines kasi nahiwalay na siya from Binibining Pilipinas. So nagkaroon na siya ng separate pageant. And during our first try, under the new franchise, Gwendolyn Ruey first runner-up. Tapos nagkaroon ng hope yung mga Pilipino. Then we had Megan Young, 2013, 2014, Valerie, Hillary, okay lang. And then you had Catriona, 2016. Everyone was talagang naniniwala na si Catriona dapat yung nanalo, and until now. And then after that, nawala na yung charm ng
Yung
Miss World.
mojo.
Parang everyone, including me, parang ano na siya, parang okay. Parang ano na siya, come what may, ganyan. Parang okay, 2017, ganyan place. Okay, hayaan mo na ganyan talaga. Parang ano talaga siya, medyo nine-neglect na siya ng Filipino pageant fans kasi parang hindi naman tayo nabibigyan ng justice. And then we had tawag dito Tracy Morin, who brought that fire and passion to gay and girl pageant fans kasi talagang she really did well, and then natalo siya. So I guess the love-hate relationship between the Philippines and Miss World continues. At
Oh.
abangan natin sa mga susunod pang edition. Yun
Yes,
lang.
you will definitely keep that in mind. Let's see if the curse will be broken eventually or if it is a long-standing one. Ayun. I honestly have no other what do you call this, last thoughts. You guys all said it, except na yun nga, please go Miss Mongolia. We believe in you. We hope you have a long and fruitful career because and please don't get injured. And I hope you have health insurance. Ayun. So there you have it. This was our Rappler recap for the Miss World 2021 coronation. Thank you to Isa Abad, Steph Arnaldo, and Jairo Boledo for being here with us today. I'm Marguerite De Leon, Rappler's entertainment editor. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you.